12 minutes to 7. Now, if you're making a phone call, it might come naturally to most people. But if you've got a stammer, making an appointment, even speaking to friends or family can be really quite stressful.
Now, a new report suggests businesses are actually making it worse by mishandling millions of calls every year. Kirsten Howells joins us now from the charity STAMMA, along with Sam Bagshaw, who shares his experiences of stammering on social media. Morning to you both. Thank you so much for coming in to talk to us. And I know that you're sitting here with us this morning at 10 to 7 on live telly, which for lots of people is quite a stressful thing. But congratulations for being here for starters. That's really great. Kirsten, if I could ask you, first of all, what has the survey shown you about how difficult it can be when trying to make phone calls and get people to be a little bit more understanding?
Yeah, so we carried out a survey in September of this year, so it's really current information. And we asked the survey respondents, who's all stammer, to tell us about their most recent call to a business or organisation. So it's really, this stuff is happening now. And it was really interesting because we found that 65% of those calls were mishandled in some way, and it was related to the fact that the person stammers. So just to give you some of the sort of, I guess, the sort of top line information, on their most recent call to a business or organisation, 14% of people who stammer, they were hung up on when they stammered.
So just put the phone down.
Yeah, so like when it took them time to start talking, it was misinterpreted as a bad line or something else, or what's going on, hung up on. 24% of those respondents, they got trapped in an interactive voice response system that either didn't give them enough time to talk, or it didn't understand or misinterpreted their speech when they stammered. So we know that humans are much better at understanding stammered speech, but a huge proportion of organisations put people through voice response systems, but they haven't tweaked them to accommodate people who speak differently. There was also lots of people, 31% of respondents were talked over, 5% of them were laughed at when they stammered. And we know that businesses have a legal duty to anticipate the fact that a proportion of their customers are disabled, and to kind of plan for that and accommodate that. And what our findings showed is that that really isn't happening for people who stammer. And if it's not happening for people who stammer, it's very unlikely to be happening for people with a whole range of speech disabilities and differences.
Sam, you've been documenting your experience of trying to deal with this, haven't you? You do a lot online, and that's really helpful for people to see what you're facing. Shall we have a little listen to one of those clips, and then we can talk about it in a minute? Let's have a look.
Good evening, Happy Help.
Hi, can I make a delivery, please?
Yep, no worries.
We're about to get a prawn toast, please.
Yeah.
Large egg fried rice.
Yep.
Sweet and sour chicken bowls.
Yep.
Special chow mein.
Special chow mein, yep.
And a chicken and mushrooms, please.
Chicken and mushroom, yep.
That's it, thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, so I managed to do it.
So, Sam, that is an example of somebody on the other end of the line letting you get your words out and giving you the time and the space to speak.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was really good with me, like it, because I've had some people like some people think if I'm still there, or maybe maybe it's a busy period when I'm phoning as well, so they might want to, I want to get like other orders in as well from other people, so I do have experiences like that where people do make it easier for me, but I do have experience where the other person don't know what's going on. Yeah.
That must be so frustrating.
Yeah, it can be, yeah, because I used to always let someone else talk on the phone for me, because even before it, I'm starting to feel nervous, and I know that probably I'm going to struggle quite bad. That's even before like I start to phone up, and then when I know that the phone's ringing, like the nerves keep on going up and stuff, and then when they answer, that's when what I find hard is getting out the first words. Then once sometimes I've done that, I can be not too bad after that. So sometimes I put my phone down on me because when we're struggling hard on the first words, they think that there's no one there. So yeah.
Kirsten, how common is it that this happens, given that we're doing more and more stuff not face to face? So having to call, any sort of business, maybe the bank, maybe in this case the takeaway, anything in daily life now, we're doing more and more remotely on it. And I would imagine that makes it even harder, because as Sam was saying, feeling you've got to not waste anyone's time, you've got to be quick, they've got other stuff to do, and you're probably doing it on the phone or maybe on a call. That has huge implications, doesn't it, for how you can carry out everyday life?
Yes, we know that people who stammer in the UK are making at least 43 million calls to businesses a year. So there are lots of people who stammer. We are making lots and lots of calls, and that will be sometimes because that's the only way to do that process with that particular business. But also because often the reason we contact an organisation is because there's an issue, there's a problem, there's a question, and people who stammer are often still choosing the phone as the best way to resolve that. I want to be in that live conversation with a real person where we're responding in real time. So even though stammering can bring challenges to that, it doesn't mean that people who stammer shouldn't be on the phone and shouldn't be in those live conversations, because often that's the best way to resolve the issue. Yeah. And that's the area, though, where businesses are kind of missing that kind of responsibility to think about. There are loads of people in the UK who have speech difficulties and differences. How are we building that into our system? So how do we think about that it's not easy for everyone to start talking at the beginning of a call? So what are our procedures for dealing with silences on calls? We know that it's really, really common for people who stammer to stammer on keywords like their name, their postcode, their date of birth, their account number, the things where there's not another way to say it. So we need to build that into ID procedures, just recognising for call agents to know that this will take some time, and that it is very normal for someone who stammers to stammer on that. So it doesn't mean that they're unsure, it doesn't mean that they're impersonating someone else, it means that they're a person who stammers. And then just thinking about those interactive voice response procedures too, and are we allowing enough time for people who stammer to talk, so they're not cut off before they've finished the response? Do those systems actually understand it? Can people have an early escape from that system if it doesn't work for people with speech disabilities? Rather than forcing them to go through that process, how can we get them out of that and to the human faster?
And Sam, how much has it helped you to be able to share your experiences now so publicly? Because I imagine that's the opposite of what you might have felt like doing years ago.
Yeah, it's really helped me, and my videos help so many people as well. So I've seen a real difference in myself, that with my confidence, and my videos I always like to challenge myself, and I do all different kinds of experiences, meeting all different people, and I like to do like the phone call ones as well, showing it that way. as well. Try and help people to think that they can give it a go and see how it goes. Like I say, like with that video or doing the Chinese, maybe they can say to people, maybe I can give this one a go, and just yeah, try it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Sam, Kirsten, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really good to have you.